gorgeous, florid, and archly fatuous fashion. The second is that it is repulsive. Nabokov writes highbrow pornography. Of the proximate appearance of these two differing reviews, Lolita's publisher at Putnam, Walter Minton, excitedly wired Nabokov. Everybody talking of Lolita on publication day. Yesterday's review magnificent, and New York Times blast this morning provided necessary fuel to flame 300 reorders this morning, and bookstores report excellent demand. Congratulations on publication day. Within weeks, the book had sold 100,000 copies. It remained on the bestseller list for 2 years. Controversy thus surrounded the novel from the beginning and has done so ever since. In his afterword, Nabokov scoffs at responses that he deems inane. Although everybody should know that I detest symbols and allegories, which is due partly to my old feud with Freudian voodooism and partly to my loathing of generalizations devised by literary mythists and sociologists, an otherwise intelligent reader described Lolita as old Europe debauching young America, while another saw in it young America debauching old Europe. Such readings sought, of course, to render metaphorical the actual abuse of which Humbert Humbert and his double, Clarence Quilty, are guilty, and in so doing to draw a gauzy veil, if not an opaque Victorian cloth, over the pedophile's actions. In reality, the novel is direct and concrete about Humbert's crimes, as Caitlin Flanagan has noted. I always forget how direct the novel is about the crimes at its center. All of that ugliness was hidden, we tell ourselves each time we close its pages, covered in Nabokov's exquisite language. But then, at some remove of years, we pick up the book once again and discover what frauds we've been. According to Nabokov's biographer Brian Boyd, Lolita's creator was frankly appalled by the flippant reactions of many readers. He was quite shocked when a little girl of 8 or 9 came to his door for candy on Halloween, dressed up by her parents as Lolita. Before the novel's publication, he had insisted to Minton that there be no little girl on the book's cover, and now, as a Lolita movie looked more and more possible, he warned Minton that he would veto the use of a real child. Let them find a dwarfess. The New York Times, 1991. Over decades, for Lolita is now a senior citizen, diverse, brilliant analyses have sought to illuminate and explicate, to relieve us from our complicit readerly fallenness, hypocrite lecteur, mon semblable, mon frère, to cite Baudelaire, and to cast the novel or its author as a complex moralist with pedagogical intent, even though Nabokov states in no uncertain terms in his afterword that I am neither a reader nor a writer of didactic fiction, and despite John Ray's assertion, Lolita has no moral in tow. Rather, he insists, for me a work of fiction exists only insofar as it affords me what I shall bluntly call aesthetic bliss. That is, a sense of being somehow, somewhere, connected with other states of being where art, curiosity, tenderness, kindness, ecstasy is the norm. Nabokov dismisses all the rest as topical trash, or what some call the literature of ideas, which is very often topical trash. Were Lolita to be published now for the first time, it would be tempting to experience it, indeed, as topical trash, fiction conceived in direct response to news headlines and contemporary societal ills. Over the past decade, thanks to the #MeToo movement, many women's experiences of sexual exploitation have come to light. Instances from private life, of course, and most famously, instances from the realms of modeling and acting. Harvey Weinstein may have preyed chiefly upon adults, but the French actress Judith Godrèche reports having been sexually assaulted at age 14. Her compatriot Adèle Haenel at age 12. In 2024, the late Canadian writer Alice Munro's youngest daughter, Andrea Skinner, came forward with her story of prolonged childhood sexual abuse.